Men of Reddit, how often do you change your walk because you're walking behind a woman late at night? This question is influenced by a video I saw where a guy explained that he was unintentionally the creepy guy because he was walking behind a woman in a park. As a woman, it honestly never occurred to me that innocent men can be deemed as creepy just because they just so happen to be walking the same direction. Is this something you guys naturally take into consideration when walking? I've slowed down to create more space between, but that's for both men and women. I do the opposite. I move faster and say "coming through," or "excuse me" or something. As a guy, I would be creeped out if some dude just started slowly following me. I've slowed down enough to where she can't see my binoculars anymore. I compulsively overtake anyone walking ahead of me, so yes, I guess my standard pace is probably a slow jog for many people. It's just how I roll. I'm also unfortunately a very quiet walker, so after startling a few people, men and women, I consciously make an effort to scuff my feet on the ground or mess with my keys as I get closer so they hear me. Those moments of panic when the woman thinks you walk closer to get her. I try to overtake them, cause if I just slow down it could feel like I'm following them even more. But it's kinda weird when you speed up your pace to overtake and they also speed up, so now it just feels like they're trying to get away from the situation and you're speeding up to catch up to them. It's really weird. I avoid every life form when walking at night. I ran into a deer once at 5 a.m. and it scared the shit out of me cause it was dark AF and there was no lights. Staying away from life forms at night is definitely the way to go. I'm a fast walker, so usually I just pass everyone and go about my business. Imagine some dude behind you just starts fucking zooming at Yao Mayo. Almost every time. If she's walking slow, I accelerate to pass her. If she's walking normally, I slow down to keep a distance. I remember one time when I was walking home, it was in the middle of the day. I was listening to music on my headphones and with both hands carrying groceries. Then I noticed that the woman in front of me was constantly looking back with a nervous look. I was thinking to myself, I'm listening to music, I'm hugging 2 bags of groceries, I'm dressed okay, how can I look threatening? After a while, she turned a corner and waited for me to pass. This is the type of situation that would really make me feel like I'm being put in a box and profiled. But one part of me always goes, this is totally irrational, which could mean this person has had something happen to them which would provoke an overreaction. Edit. I'm finished replying to these. Can a single person out there acknowledge that profiling a man as a rapist isn't always the rational response to them walking behind you, especially in the above commenter's case? Nobody's going to be annoyed at you for acknowledging that it's not always the correct thing. I'll even say myself that regardless of gender you should always be aware of your surroundings, but women especially have to shoulder this burden. Had a really fun time replying to loads of people on this. It's an interesting topic. I think the one thing I learned is that we can agree or disagree about something but still acknowledge how it makes the other party feel. I usually stop and start walking goofily if that makes sense. I'm 6 tall with broad shoulders. Naturally people in parking lots get terrified. It sucks, but I'll have my keys out or phone out and unlock the car a few times and keep about 50 feet. I don't want people to be scared. It just happens. Even just jingling your keys as you walk is helpful. It lets people know that you're a certain distance from them and you're not trying to sneak up on anyone. I usually just call out softly from the darkness, don't worry, I'm not going to murder you, and that calms women down as. Yes, I often slow down or change sides of the street as a courtesy to women walking alone at night. Do I have to do so? Do I think all men should do so? No. But it's a minor inconvenience for me that could prevent a major source of panic for another person, so I suck it up and do it. I'm not gonna rape you, I'm a little boy. LeMayo, my BF, told me that once when he was walking home a little drunk, there was a woman like 20 feet ahead of him for quite a few blocks. He noticed she seemed nervous, kept looking back at him, and was clutching her purse tightly. So his dumb ass decided to shout, if I was gonna rob you I would have already done it, as if that was going to make her feel better. I normally try to fart really loudly to take the edge off. Either she starts walking faster, or she doubles over in laughter. As you yell, don't worry, I'm not dangerous. It's the silent ones you need to worry about. New way to pick up women. What a keeper. That's a conundrum. I think you did the safer thing though. I'm a bouncer at a strip club and one of my main jobs is walking the girls to their cars after work. There are a lot of creepers hanging out in parking lots. I think you could say, I'll wait by my car until you're safely in yours, if you like. You've made the offer of a safety check, which lets her decide. You've indicated that you care about whether she's safe. But you've offered a solution that keeps a distance between you. You could also just do that, walk to your car after scanning the lot, and then stand by your car until she starts her engine, then wave as go your own way. You will give her evidence that she can use to feel more comfortable around you in the future. Ask? She probably would have felt more at ease for you just offering to help her out. I didn't walk a friend to her car just once and some creeper chased her for a block. I was so upset. I once had a woman walking in front of me. It was in the small town I live in, 10 p.m. in Germany, low crime rate, and she kept turning nervously and it did kinda hurt, so I switched to the other side of the street. I am 6'2", broad shoulders. I do understand I might look intimidating to some people. I am 6.2 meters? Good lord, man, you must be terrifying. Literally every single time I walk behind a woman or guy at night. Sometimes I can tell that they are nervous, peeking behind shoulder, trying to walk faster and inadvertently matching my non-running pace, and I'd take out my phone and call my wife or mom or something and have a short conversation to show the person in front that I'm not John Wayne Gacy or some shit. I cut around a block the other day BC I was going to outpace a woman and I didn't want to be creepy or rude. I will say that it was late, had my medium-sized dog, and am 6 feet 4 inches roughly, so I can objectively see how I'm intimidating on first glance back. It wasn't a major inconvenience at all. My dog just learned 2 new roads. In today's climate I don't mind taking simple steps like that to help people feel more secure. Hopefully in my lifetime we will see this gap in society heal. Unless I've been walking behind some for a while, I usually don't think much about it. If I am though, I might walk a bit slower to create distance. Chances are I'm walking to my car, so I'll also press the button to unlock my car way early to signal that that's probably where I'm going. Usually, if it happens to be late at night, I'll just stop, browse something on my phone for a few minutes and then walk again. The post reminds me of an act by John Mulaney. Funny story. I met my wife in this scenario. We both had a long walk back to our hotel rooms after we had initially said hello to each other at a smoke pit hangout area. She left just before I did. She made turn after turn on the same route that I took back to my room. I basically followed her all the way to her room until she stopped just before and yelled, "Stop following me." I explained to her that I was just walking to my room and that it hadn't occurred to me to slow down so she wouldn't feel threatened. She's been chained up in my basement ever since. I always feel horrible when I need to help a woman out in a sketchy situation. Like I've had to physically carry a girl to a dorm bathroom so she could vomit. I just sat outside in the stall for like 2 minutes just asking if she was good. A friend of mine came in and helped out so I could go back to the dorm. When I walked out of the bathroom, these 2 girls got up in my face, asking who I was and where I was going and what I was doing with that girl. I was so fucked up. I tried to explain, but they seemed so suspicious. Eventually, that girl who helped came out and she explained, and we had a laugh. But still, I understand why girls need to be careful, but it does suck when you try to offer a hand and people assume the worst. Similar things when playing with little kids. I can't help it, I love kids. Even more with COVID. I avoid absolutely everyone subconsciously now and always go to the opposite side of the road. Yes, I change sides and sometimes also go a different route. But it's not natural, it's based on conditioning.